Here we go. Um, my name is Wouter van der Venne, and I recently decided to create an internet presence about my work as a healing coach. Because when I was 34, I discovered a talent that I did not know of before. I have done this now for several years, say good 20, and I've written a book about it. In Dutch, it's called Ontmoetingen in het lichaamsbewustzijn, or in English, Encounters within the body's consciousness. The topics that I will address are not very pleasant. The only thing that is good about it is that the end result will be that those areas that do not feel that good because of past situations or circumstances will become peaceful and relaxed. So the coming videos will be about topics like rape, which I think not a lot of men know how this affects women's bodies, consciousness. And it was also a big surprise for me when I could feel in my body what it does with a female body. Another topic will be abortion, which has a very spiritual side about it. And then other situations with the heart, like, for instance, not finding your passion in your life, which means that your heart is prohibited to make you feel her passion, which makes it difficult for the person to find his passion or her passion. Different feelings of to murder somebody. In fact, in general, I hope with these videos that I am making, you will understand your own heart better and why it can feel as it feels. The video that I'm going to make today, by the way, all videos are about real sessions that really happened. Of course, I will not name the person because that would be a bit wrong. But the goal of the video is to show the method, abilities your body has to heal itself. The big problem is that most people are very mental, and as was I, by the way, and tried to find a solution with their head, looking for people who can help them, books, to get rid of the feeling that is not feeling very pleasant. Now, the big problem there is that they want this feeling to disappear, to go away. But that will never happen because you can suppress it fight it, drug it, using cigarettes, alcohol, sex, drugs, whatever. But as long as you do not investigate the feeling, and this is what the video is a little bit about, you will never find the answer to completely transform the unpleasant area in your body, which in this video will be the penis and the vagina after rape that occurred years before I met this woman on my table to get rid of the feeling. And definitely, so transform that area completely, so the area of her femininity or vagina is completely peaceful and relaxed. So no phantom or rest feelings will remain, because the woman herself will have healed herself, which causes a growth in mental consciousness and body awareness, which makes she has learned a lesson, from spiritual view, about setting her boundaries, which at the time of the rape, for obvious reasons, she could not. The man is much stronger. She wants to live through it as fast as possible, that it's done and over with as fast as possible. But that's a mental decision. But nevertheless, her body will respond during that situation. Now, most of the time, she has to fight the rapist, and at the same time, also her own feelings, which is, of course, very I don't know a word for that, but obviously not a very nice place to be in. So, the session that I want to discuss and explain is a woman who was, I think, in her 40s, and she was raped when she was around her 20s. And the problem was that in the area of her vagina, she could still feel the penis from years ago. So when rapists are judged, it's something I think that judges should know, that actually if the woman does not know how she can heal herself, she is bound to feel these sensations probably daily. I think that's why a lot of women have chronic fatigue syndrome. For the women that visited me, that was mostly the case, because they have to fight themselves every day, which of course after a while exhausts you to keep fighting those feelings. So with this video series, I want to try to explain how you can heal yourself, most of the time using a guide, because it can be very intense in some moments. And then there need to be somebody alongside you who stays with you no matter what happens. So let's start, I would say. So this woman comes in and says, Wouter, you have to help me, because I can still feel this penis inside of me, in my vagina, and I will mark it with a flame, and it has to stop. Now, at her heart, when she said her heart felt like enraged, I will also use the flame. She said that her heart was very angry. But mentally, she had made the decision that she wanted to be a nice, friendly woman, and that she didn't want to be like how she felt in her heart, because her heart was enraged, furious. If you're a woman who has experienced those situations, I am very sure I do not need to explain that. Now, she asked me to make it stop, but I cannot do that. I only can give her the advice that she has to direct her attention, and that is the third eye. The third eye, for people who have questions about the third eye, it's the eye that you use at night to see your dream images. So when you're asleep, your eyes are closed, and still you're able to see images. Well, you're able to see those images while your eyes are closed because of the fact you have a third eye. When you use your physical eyes, the two for daily life, you're in duality. But when you use only your third eye, you're in oneness. Yeah, there is no good, no bad, there is just what is. And that is actually where we need to be. Now, the thing was that she distanced herself, she remained in her head. And she didn't want to be her heart because her heart was furious. And at the same time, she felt the penis. So she asked me to make it stop, but that wouldn't work. I cannot say to the penis, get out of her, because in fact, her lesson was that she had to stand up for herself. And your heart, my heart, your heart, even the one you are listening to, will probably react when it hears this. It could be that you're emotional, become emotional because hearts will respond when they feel and hear that you talk about them. Now, she remained in her head because she didn't want to be her heart, because her heart was enraged. So to make her interested mentally about her heart, physically, emotion-wise, I asked her the question if she could ask her heart, and therefore she has to point her attention inwards. And I will move third eye, because that is where she looks from within, in the area of her heart. She mentally asks internally her heart, who is enraged. So we ask the rage if the rage loved her. And until now, every enraged heart loves the person she is with. So every heart, no matter how it feels, loves the person she is with, or the soul she is with. Now, this is a very important question because it triggers the mind to think about the heart. So she was surprised that her enraged heart, which is not a very lovely feeling to have, actually loved her. Now, because she realized that her enraged heart loved her, the second question was, again internally, direction her heart. She had to ask this question to her heart, was why, or better not to use the word why, but what makes that your heart is enraged? And the answer to that question, practically always, is that her heart responded with the word protection. So, second surprise, her enraged heart loves the person she is with. Second surprise, her heart is enraged because she wants to protect the person she is with. And you probably guessed it. Her heart wanted to protect her against the rapist. Now, the rapist isn't there anymore, but we could feel the energy of the rapist from years ago still in the vagina of her body. Now, what needed to happen was that she could direct the enraged emotional energy from her heart towards the penis she felt in her vagina. The only problem was she didn't want to do that because she wanted to be a nice, friendly girl. Now, with her, it took like 4 or 5 sessions. And I think it was the 4th or 5th session, I said to her that as long as she decides not to express the really true feelings of her heart, which are enraged, and that can be very intense because you cannot educate a heart. You can suppress it, you can restrain it, but you cannot change her sense of justice. That you cannot change. Your heart has an own intelligence, which you probably already felt that if you're in some situation, you feel different than in another situation. So your heart feels with you depending the situation you're in and will react on that situation. For instance, in this case, she never decided to be enraged. It just happened because her heart, from her own consciousness, wanted to protect this woman in particular, gave her the energy to use being the enraged energy, so she could stop the situation. Only thing was that she didn't decide to use this energy, but to keep her for herself, hold down her breathing, keep the emotions inside, be gentle and hope it passes as quickly as possible. But that means that the enrage after all these years still is there. Now, it's simple and difficult at the same time because the energy was very powerful. And from time to time, it is difficult for the person to make mentally the decision to use the energy like it is, and this is very important, like it is, truthfully, not make it less intense or gentle. You have to accept with unconditional love the energy that is given to you by your heart, because your heart loves you, wants to protect you, and will give you the energy that is needed to stop whatever is happening. Now, after those few sessions, she finally said to me, Wouter, I will decide to do what you advise me to do. Because in the beginning she was telling to the energy in her vagina, you have to stop, you have to go away, but you could feel there was no power in the way she said it. So the energy of the penis in her vagina said, fuck you, I stay. It was only when she decided to use the energy from her heart and direct it from her voice internally, in this case externally, towards the energy in her vagina. So she uses the energy of her heart. She gives her voice to her heart. She doesn't think about it, but she lets the energy come out, her voice, to her mouth, directed to the vagina, the penis in her vagina. And instantly, it was not a gentle sound that came out, but it was a true sound that came out. The penis immediately left her body. So, there she learned that the energy that she felt from her heart was there to help her stop what she didn't like, and she could become more aware of her heart's consciousness. The anger was gone. The anger was gone. The penis was gone. And it's a very big surprise for the person. I will have other videos with similar but different situations, that the area who has been tense and unpleasant for so many years became relaxed, peaceful within, let's say 1 minute of expressing the true energy of her heart towards the problem area. So, in the healing sessions with Wouter, we will always use the power of your heart to heal yourself, because it's a universal consciousness. It knows far more than your mental brain, because when you were born, your brain knew nothing. You had to learn that you had arms and feet and that you had a body. And when you look scientifically, you will see that your heart is the first organ that is created within the womb of your mother. And from there on, everything develops. So your heart is a very, very important consciousness that we mentally, consciously do not visit a lot, while it has every answer to every question. And actually, I'm now doing what my heart wants me to do. I ignored it for several years. So, this is my first video about the topic. More will follow. It's just, I know the topic is not so pleasant. I don't know what the response will be. But if you have questions, I can be reached through Viber, healing sessions with Wouter, or WhatsApp on this number, or you can text me. Most of the time I'm busy during the day, so if needed I will reply on your text in the evening or during the lunch break. So thank you for watching. If you have questions, you know where to reach me, and see you in the next video. Thank you.